Practicing medicine without insurance is possible. Imagine a private practice where you get to see your best patients every day, providing medical services you truly enjoy, all without the hassle of insurance. My name is Dr. T. Nguyen, and I'm a recovering specialist who was completely burned out from insurance-based medicine. I pivoted into direct care, where patients pay me directly for my medical services and have never looked back. If you're a private practice owner or planning to become one who's looking to be free of the grind of insurance and you're craving simplicity, efficiency, and connection with patients, you are in the right place. This podcast will help you map out your exit plan and uncover the mindset needed to thrive in today's economy. Welcome to the Direct Care Podcast for Specialists. Welcome to the Direct Care Podcast for Specialists. I'm Dr. T, and today is not just another episode. This is an invitation. You're here because something inside you knows the current system isn't working. You're tired of surviving in a broken machine that drains your time, your purpose, and even your joy. You became a physician to make an impact, but somewhere along the way, medicine started to feel like a job that got you in a chokehold. It was suffocating, and you were desperate for something else. And that's exactly why I created the Direct Care Society. This isn't just a group, it's a collective, with those wanting to create change for future generations. This is how we change medicine. It's one bold doctor at a time. To call yourself a direct care doctor means you are part of a rebellious movement to ensure the future of medicine belongs to doctors. Some may even say that it's a revolution in the making. Now, if you don't know this already, no one is coming to save us. We are it. And we are half of the equation in that patient-physician relationship. And I want to quote a very famous quote by Margaret Mead that said, "Never doubt that a small group of thoughtful, committed citizens can change the world. Indeed, it is the only thing that ever has." Now, here are some examples of some businesses, some ideas that started with a small group of like-minded dreamers, but now we'll recognize it as a common term or a commonplace even. Take, for example, CrossFit. Gym goers that started in garages, which has now blown up with a cult-like following. And I have to admit, I myself was a CrossFitter at some point. Somebody out there said, let's turn our air mattress into a business where we just rent out this extra air bed for somebody. And you might have heard this business. It's now called Airbnb. It was just an idea, and a bunch of people got together and said, let's do this. Now, have you ever heard of Uber? A business without any inventory whatsoever that is now worth $173 billion. I think that's just insane. If you go back and trace to the good old days of just imagining things and troubleshooting stuff, and suddenly becomes a business, a household name that almost everybody has heard about. I believe direct care can be that. So these were things that were first started as an idea, and then a group of people who shared that idea and mission saw that long-term vision of possibility, and then it eventually became a real practice. These were the steps. These are the steps that we are actively making. And I just deeply believe that the world needs more direct care doctors. The world is starving for personalized, attentive care. Happy doctors, right? Who can provide the time and the mental capacity to care for each and every person that comes into their door. And that's the thing that we're really good at. We're really good at personalization. But when we're stuck in a system that does not prioritize patient care, that only prioritizes profits, it makes it really hard, and it continues to shave down our time with the patients. And then suddenly that transaction is simply that. It's a transactional relationship where the person comes in and it's a code that we have to bill out, and then we continue to see this as if it's a revolving door. And then healthcare stays stuck. We can only spend a few minutes with the patient prescribing a medication, doing a surgery, but we don't really get a chance to spend a lot of time educating patients in prevention and so on. Now, not working for insurance and working directly with patients instead is going to heal a part of us that was on the verge of dying. And I've known so many doctors who were so burned out, they wanted to leave clinical practice, and this was their exit plan. This was their last ditch effort. I know it was for me, and I know this to be true for other doctors as well. What is the Direct Care Society? This is a physician-led community for physicians only. It includes MDs, DOs, and DPMs. These are doctors who are ready to practice medicine on their terms without insurance, without the middleman, without the bureaucratic burnout, without the endless admin that distracts us from the real care that people come to us for, the real reason we went into medicine in the first place. So this is a place where we get to reclaim ownership over our time and our business, the way that our practice looks. It's also how we redefine what success in medicine looks like. We get to choose our hours, we get to choose our rates, we get to choose what services we provide, and it's going to be personalized to us. And this kind of practice is the ultimate customization of how we want to build it for ourselves. This is also the space where we help to rise, to rebuild, and to lead the future of healthcare through direct specialty care. I created this community because I wanted a safe place to allow other dreamers like myself to be able to dream out loud and to share it with people who just get it. So this is built by doctors, it's built by you, and I'm just here as your guide. I know business ownership can feel overwhelming, like you're supposed to know it all right away, and progress is supposed to be linear, and income is supposed to be perfectly straight going upwards, and stress is supposed to eventually come down, right? But the truth is, business ownership is a practice. It's like the waves of the ocean. Sometimes we go through some tumultuous times, sometimes it's smooth sailing. And no matter where you are in your practice, whether you're just learning about direct care or you are well established many years in, there's always something new to learn, something to refine, something new to integrate, new technology, new philosophies, new research. And this is what keeps medicine alive and exciting. It's when doctors are able to control their time and to do things on their terms and to have the creative freedom to decide what it is that they want to build in their own practice. And here is where we do it together. So, what makes this forum different? Well, there are many associations doing good work, but this one is different. The Direct Care Society is exclusively run by me at this point. There is no board, it is not a corporation. And that means every single post that I put on the Facebook private group, every single coaching call, every piece of content that I develop is created with experience, with strategy, with compassion for the doctor who's struggling. And I've done the hard thing. And I know people who have done the hard things, walking away from the insurance model to build a practice that feels good to run, that is exciting to wake up to. And I'm also very close to the ground. As you know, I've been in private practice for close to 7 years, but I've only opted out in the last 3 years. So I'm close enough to know what the unique challenges doctors are currently facing. I'm not so far out that I become unrelatable. I know the cost of things. I know the competition that exists. I know that social media is a useful tool to build your direct care practice. And I know how to navigate that. And I want to show you an easier way to build your practice and maintain it so that you can have a very successful practice and a very happy, balanced life too. There is another association that I've mentioned before here on the podcast, and you've probably seen me already on Facebook contributing to, and that's the Direct Specialty Care Alliance. There's a Facebook group in association with that called Specialists for Direct Care. I don't want you to be confused with the two, which is why I bring it up, but this is a non-profit organization, and they have a lot of resources. They have a map of all the specialists that are members. They have tools, and together, collectively, in bigger numbers, we can leverage discounts and other benefits too. So if you haven't already checked them out, I encourage that you do. They have put in a lot of sweat equity to ensure that we all have the right resources and be able to shortcut our way to creating our dream practices. So together, both of these arms are part of the direct care movement. One is a nonprofit, which is the Direct Specialty Care Alliance, and the other is a society that I've curated. And I've also invited all of prior podcast guests so that we can have this melting pot of experienced and newer doctors to get the real time, real person real human resources that we need in order for us to have the strategy and the community that we can rely on. So here's what's happening in the Direct Care Society. I will be hosting free monthly live coaching calls on Wednesdays, and this is free for you to attend live. If you want to watch the recording at your own pace, that is a paid membership option, which you can easily do. The link will be down in the show notes. Once you become a member, you will get those unlimited replay access and additional tools that I will continue to put out there for you. I just formed the Facebook private group as well called the Direct Care Society, which will also have prompts, resources, collaborations, all within that private group. And in there, I hope that you find encouragement, more tools, and what has been most important for me is real talk. I don't sit around and say it's all perfect, that it's all rainbows and sunshine, right? I want you to be fully prepared for what you're about to take on as a direct care practice. Or if you're already established, what the next level might look like for you, whether it's expanding your team or just expanding your revenue. So whether you're just deciding if this is even the right model for you, or you're looking to scale your practice, we are all here together. There will be mentors, there will be experience, and there will be the new people who need a guiding light. And that's what we're here for. I want to be honest, creating this society has been a huge challenge for me because it's totally out of my comfort zone. I'm not one to roll in big groups. That's just not me. I tend to keep my circles small, or it's more like one-on-one, if anything. And I don't love to overshare in big crowded groups. I'm also noticing that genuine human connection is becoming extremely rare. So I'm committing to be present with you, not just here on the podcast, but also on Facebook, and I'm also on LinkedIn, by the way. So please join me in those conversations. I will be there as your guide, as a fellow builder, and somebody who believes that we can all collectively do something different in medicine. But I know that I can't do this alone. And this can only succeed if we build it together. So this group is intended for the trailblazers who are already running a direct care practice and they want to mentor or to grow alongside others. It is for the people who are just curious and they're wondering, could direct care actually work for me? And of course, people who are already in the building phase, they are the builders and they're looking to refine systems or pricing or improving their patient experience alongside a network of people who just get it. So no matter where you are, you belong in this group. This is about collaboration. It is not about competition. So to be part of the movement, here's what you need to do. Number one, check the show notes to join the private Facebook group called Direct Care Society. This is going to be totally free, but you have to be a doctor, an MD, a DO, or a DPM. Second, you can join me on those live coaching calls at the beginning of the month. Every first Wednesdays, I have 9 o'clock Pacific Standard Time scheduled, which is 12 o'clock Eastern Time, to talk about the topics that are most relevant for you. And so I'll put out some polls and see what the next topic will be, and I'll design a webinar just for you. And the third thing is, if you wanted to continue to have access to those recordings and be able to review them at your leisure, join the membership so that you can be part of this movement that helps change the trajectory of medicine, not just for yourself, but for future generations. What I want to get out of creating this society is normalizing being shameless about dreaming out loud. It is too common for doctors to feel stunted in their growth because the system cannot profit off of us. They don't like our creative endeavors. They don't like that we think differently. But in this space, I encourage you to do so because this is how we get to rebuild medicine together. It's going to be one audacious doctor at a time. So with that, please do join me on the other side, and I will be right here with you next week with a new episode. It's so nice for you to be here. I'll catch you next week. Take care. If you enjoyed this episode, please give it a review and share it with a friend so more doctors can learn about direct care. Let's keep the conversation going on LinkedIn so we can help more doctors escape insurance and thrive in private practice. Thanks for listening. I'll talk with you next time. Take care.